Hello everyone. Today on Vinky's Gaming Thoughts, my favorite underrated villain, Corypheus.
Exalt the Elder One, the will that is Corypheus.
To analyze Corypheus as my favorite underrated villain, we need to know what makes a good villain. Cory is often dismissed as not as epic a villain as, say, the Blight, but he is the Blight. And there is so much lore that comes with him. It's a package deal. So a strong villain will oppose the hero, typically, because the hero puts the villain's goals in jeopardy, typically. Check. Corypheus wants to be the god. Replace the Maker. And he's blighted and forcing red lyrium down Templars' throats, destroying Thedas by opening the sky and letting demons through. And the Inquisitor,
An interloper, a gnat,
took the anchor from him. This plan to re-enter the blackened city in the Fade after his first time visiting the Fade has been in the making for thousands of years. So he needs to stop the Inquisitor in order to achieve his goals. A good villain has backstory, baggage, history, which Corypheus has all of those. All the lore. He was the first, the chosen by Dumat himself, the conductor of the choir of silence. And he led his fellow magisters to orchestrate the rampage into the Golden City, to be cast down as the very first Darkspawn ever. First Darkspawn ever. He carries the weight of a large chunk of history. Now for the next points, let's compare Corypheus with my ultimate favorite villain and see if Corypheus checks the box for what makes a good villain. And this ultimate favorite villain is Darth Vader. Vader. A good villain like Vader has a relationship with either the hero or the world itself. Vader has a relationship with Luke, Obi-Wan, Leia, technically. Corypheus's relationship is with the world itself, with Dumat, and with history, with the Chant of Light. The Chant of Light. A link to one of the heroes. Well, Cory has Solus's orb, and the Inquisitor has the anchor that Corypheus was supposed to have. A good villain has a big reveal. Spoilers. I am your father. Corypheus's reveal is that the Golden City was already black, tainted with the Blight to begin with. Hence adding to his backstory and motivation that he feels slighted by the Maker for tainting him and for all the lies. And he says that the seat of the Maker was empty.
for I have seen the throne of the gods, and it was empty.
That there was no Maker. The good villain is powerful. Vader has the Force. Corypheus can revive and has enormous strength and is a mage and is a darkspawn. A good villain always has an oomphy first entrance. Vader walks in, hands on hips through laser fire smoke, then chaos, then chokes a rebel. Corypheus emerges from the flames with a dragon in tow, like swoops in with a dragon. Swooping is bad. Doesn't Corypheus know that? A good villain has a unique look. Vader versus Corypheus. Very unique. A good villain has an epic theme song that plays at key moments, builds up at others, typically a march, for them to march into a scene accompanied by that theme song. Vader's Imperial March is a great example of this, though I think Corypheus' theme of the Elder One beats the Imperial March, actually. It gives me goosebumps. Goosebumps! Now let's look at a bit of types of villains that fit with Cory. For this, I'm drawing from an article called Character Archetypes, V for Villain, 28 Villain Types by Word Hunter, found on hunterswriting.com. I'm not going to mention all the 28 ones, just the ones I find describe Corypheus. Hashtag not sponsored. The Beast. While its main goal, as stated, is to feed or protect, Corypheus has been transformed into a kind of beast by the taint of the Blight. He feeds on red lyrium massively, because on Vasathan, Corypheus, being a darkspawn, feeding on red lyrium tainted by the Blight, he's tainted by the Blight, makes him more powerful, makes him even transform, make him look even more hideous. The corrupted, corruption of the Blight. Though that's not quite how Word Hunter explains that type to be, but the name at best fits the bill. The Despot, who apparently seeks to, as Hunter says, succeed at their mission no matter the cost. And Corypheus has been plotting for ages, literally for ages, and will stop at nothing to return into the Fade. Physically into the Fade. The Mastermind, said to want to prove his superiority and wipe out anybody who challenges it.
Bow before your new god and be spared.
Never!
As you wish.
Yeah, I think that gives it away. The Unhinged. Cuckoo in the head. Although there is more to this type than just the title, I think it's safe to say that Corypheus has lost the plot and has gone a little cuckoo in the head. The Vengeful Villain. Well, yeah, duh. Corypheus wants to avenge to the injustice he believes has been done to him and right that wrong. I think there is a kind of tragedy to Corypheus' story that is overlooked and perhaps dwarfed by another character's tragedy. Massively dwarfed by that other character's tragedy, which is massively greater. But the man, while he may have sought to best his competition in Tevinter, when he was a Tevinter Magister, he was manipulated by Dumat, lured by his darkest desires, and he gave in. He gave in to those dark desires. Corypheus did terrible wrongs in the process, and probably was not a moral being before this either, before the whole Choir of Silence debacle. But he's so desperate, and in a way pathetic, a bit like Gollum. I can't help but feel sorry for him sometimes. He tells us earth-shattering truths, sheds light on some of the lies in the world, and then was used again by someone else to try to open a gate into the Fade, who was used by Solus. He's evil, he's deranged, but he knows things, and there is much that we still don't know. He's powerful and dangerous. But what truly happened that the chant doesn't say? How long did it take to corrupt him? What poison did Dumat feed him? Or did the old god simply dangle a carrot and Corypheus pounced? He was a magister, probably had everything he wanted until the Ring of Power, aka whispers from the old gods, came to him. And in his final moments, we see the desperation as he calls to Dumat. And then he's poofed into the Fade, which I don't think kills him entirely. Corypheus is a villain with depth, layers once you look deep enough, and I believe he's underrated as a villain. And he falls into my top 5 villains. My favorite underrated villain. So what are your thoughts after this extensive analysis? By the way, like this video if you like it, subscribe to be Rosie approved, and I'll see you all soon. Masaranas. If you're new here and you like my content, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. Alternately, you can follow my website, binkyproductions.com, where I post everything from all my channels. Be sure to check out some of my other stuff. You can also join in on the fun on Patreon for some random, sporadic, occasional, exclusive content. Otherwise, just liking and sharing, like it if you like it, for the like it if you like it dance, supports this channel and helps people find it. And your continued viewership is very much appreciated. Masaranas.